Hello everyone, welcome again to another section of our biology class. So today we are going to be looking at the two types of circulation in the human body. So we have pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. So these two types of circulation occur within the body and they are very much important to the survivability of an organism. So we're going to be looking at them. What is pulmonary circulation and what is systemic circulation? So basically, we know that circulation is the transportation of blood within the human body, how blood is being transported throughout the body. So the blood that is being transported throughout the body is being transported in different ways. Some blood gets circulated through pulmonary means and other gets circulated through systemic means. So in this video, we're going to see what are the processes involved in pulmonary circulation and what are the processes involved in systemic circulation, beginning with pulmonary circulation. So the diagram that we have here is the heart with its associated parts. So we have the arteries and veins that make up the heart. So these are also very important when it comes to the types of circulation that occurs within the heart and within the entire body. So we are going to firstly start with pulmonary circulation. What is pulmonary circulation? So basically, pulmonary circulation is the circulation of the heart, which involves deoxygenated blood leaving the heart and going to the lungs to pick up oxygen. So in pulmonary circulation, deoxygenated blood, so deoxygenated blood leaves the heart to pick up oxygen in the lungs. So pulmonary circulation is a type of circulation that occurs in the heart where deoxygenated blood leaves the heart and goes to the lungs to pick up oxygen. So now how does this process occur? How does deoxygenated blood leaves the heart and go to the lung to pick up oxygen? So how does deoxygenated blood leaves the heart to go to the lungs to complete pulmonary circulation? Blood enters the heart through the veins. So previously, there was blood in the heart that left the heart to go to all parts of the body. So the blood that left the heart and went to all parts of the body contained oxygen. So when they left the heart and went to other parts of the body took out the oxygen from those blood. So that particular blood now, when it was returning back to the heart, it became deoxygenated because it had no oxygen. So deoxygenated blood from all parts of the body are collected into the right chamber of the heart through the superior and that of the inferior vena cava. So the superior vena cava collects blood from the upper extremities over the heart to the right atrium here, and the inferior vena cava collects blood from the lower extremities of the body to the right atrium. So the first thing is that the superior and inferior vena cava brings blood to the right atrium, deoxygenated blood. That's the first step in pulmonary circulation. So when the deoxygenated blood collects into the right atrium, that deoxygenated blood passes through the right atrium, through the tricuspid valve into the right ventricle. So the tricuspid valve is the valve between the right atrium and the right ventricle that prevents the backflow of blood into the right atrium. So when blood leaves the right atrium and enters into the right ventricle, this valve here prevents the blood from going back into the right atrium. So when the deoxygenated blood enters the right ventricle, it then passes through into the pulmonary artery. So we have two pulmonary arteries. We have one pulmonary artery going to the other side of the lung, and then we have another pulmonary artery coming to another side of the lung. So the two lungs have pulmonary arteries. So when the blood leaves from the right ventricle, it passes through to the pulmonary arteries, then the blood reaches to the lungs. So here we have lungs. So the blood gets to the lungs. So here we have the lungs. Yeah. So the question is, why is the blood going to the lungs? The blood is going to the lung because it needs to pick up oxygen. Oxygen is in the lung. The air that we breathe contains the oxygen. So the oxygen is being stored within the lung, within the alveoli of the lung. So the blood has to go to the lungs to pick up oxygen so that when it is coming back to go to other parts of the body, it will already contain the oxygen that every other part of the body needs to function properly. So that ends pulmonary circulation. So pulmonary circulation is basically where deoxygenated blood from other parts of the body collects into the heart and reaches to the lungs. Then systemic circulation begins. So systemic circulation starts when the deoxygenated blood that enters the lung pick up oxygen. So when the deoxygenated blood pick up oxygen, they return to the heart. The heart can be able to pump them to every part of the body. So where pulmonary circulation ends, systemic circulation begins. Systemic circulation is the type of circulation of the heart where blood is pumped to every part of the body. So one difference between pulmonary and systemic circulation is that in pulmonary circulation, blood is only pumped to the lungs. But in systemic circulation, blood is pumped to every part of the body. Okay. So how does the blood leave the lung to go to every part of the body? So previously we mentioned that when the blood leaves the pulmonary artery into the lungs, if the blood picks up oxygen. So now we have oxygenated blood in the lungs. So the oxygenated blood return to the heart so that the heart can be able to pump them back to every part of the body. So the oxygenated blood return to the heart to the left atrium. So the pulmonary veins, so these are called pulmonary veins, so we call them PV. So the pulmonary veins will return the oxygenated blood from the lung to the left atrium of the heart. So when the oxygenated blood, so now we have an O2 blood, when the oxygenated blood enters the left atrium, it then passes through another valve similar to the valve that is higher. But then this valve is called the bicuspid valve. So this bicuspid valve regulates the flow of blood between the left atrium and that of the left ventricle. So the blood passes through the bicuspid valve into the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, the blood is then pumped into the aorta. The aorta here is responsible to transport blood to all parts of the body. So when the oxygenated blood is pumped to the aorta now will distribute the blood to every part of the body. So basically, that's the difference between pulmonary and systemic circulation. Pulmonary circulation is a type of circulation of the heart where blood is pumped to the lung. What kind of blood? Deoxygenated blood. Why systemic circulation is a type of circulation where blood is pumped to all parts of the body. What kind of blood? Oxygenated blood. So thank you for watching. I am Teacher Major.